The companies that inspire me are the companies that have an emotional relationship with their customer.
Yeah.
You know, when I think about Apple, when I think about Nike, when I think about Lululemon, when I think about Porsche, when I think about Aman Resorts, when I think about, you know, these companies that are just known, you know, Virgin Galactic or Virgin brands in general, you'll have these founders that are just obsessed with delighting the customer and creating raving fans.
Yep.
And because of that, they, you know, when you think about Apple, Apple doesn't talk about the products that they make. They talk about like changing the world.
Yep.
And so people just have this affinity to Apple, and it also gives them a broad, you know, a broad landscape to work. They haven't pigeonholed themselves into this tight little niche. They actually have a lot of places they can go, and they've done it. You know, they went and took over the music industry. They're taking over the TV industry. They're getting into cars. They're getting into services. You know, Apple's taking over the world. But I think so much of that has to do with their vision of, you know, what they see themselves as, where if they would have said, we're a computer company, I think, you know, you don't get into music, you don't get into iPods, you don't get into phones if you're a computer company. That's not your identity. But they were able to establish, you know, we're about changing the world, and, you know, and it opens up opportunities to go pursue.